Welcome back to the fields of Perthshire and part 2 on this incredible site which got off to a flyer in part 1. So if you haven't watched it, go and take a look. Coins after coins. It was a great start. So to give you some history on this field, off to my right is a village which dates back to early 1200s. There's a market cross, there's a little old marketplace, what's called a market cross, in the centre of the town, which backs onto the ploughed field on this side. And there's been incredible. The first dig last time I got a coin from the 1600s. I then followed it up with another 5 coins in quick succession, including 2 silvers. So go and take a look if you haven't already. As ever, it's just me. This is part 2. And I'm hoping that I might turn up some other stuff. As ever, if you're not subscribed, then please hit the button and hopefully you enjoy this video. Right, let's go and see what treasures the XP Deus 2 can find today. This field certainly has not disappointed in part 1. Lots and lots of targets, as you would expect with a virgin undetected field, and right here 78, 79. So as you know, it's always a live dig on the first. We got a coin from the 1600s on the first hole in part 1. So there is some history here. That might be our target right there, which could be a bit of lead. And that is the target. And it is a bit of, well, it's actually aluminium. Junk on the first. Ah well. Target number 2. 82. This sounds more promising. Small, consistent, but maybe more aluminium. Nope, that was a bit of weed. Oh, okay, well, I thought that looked like a bit of aluminium. There is a lump of lead this time. Yeah, it's a lump of bronze. Copper alloy. Thought it was lead, but it's not. I think it's just a random little bubbly bit. It is. So, yeah, possibly, as I always say, maybe a sign of metal working, but quite heavy and could be any age, hundreds or even thousands of years old. There have been some spearheads and axe heads and flint tools all found in the fields round here, so there's clearly a lot of history in this area. Now, the Jethro program at its best again. Now, I don't know if this is anything good or not, but a really squeaky 91-94, and it's pulled it out. A little bit of an imprint there. Is it a cup weight or is it just a random agricultural something or other? Well, it's got a decorated surface on it there, so it's a thing. Just don't know what yet. It's maybe a little sort of seal box kind of lid or such like. Well, it's definitely a thing. It's not agricultural, I don't think. It looks too flimsy. But, oh, the pinpointer's touching the spade there. Oh, this thing's doing my head in. There you go. So, yeah, what is that? Possibly the lid off something. There's been a hinge there, maybe. But if you know, let me know. I don't think it's massively old. Couple hundred years old at best. But it's a thing. A strong coin contender. It's a little nut. Oh well, junk. At depth, we've got a relic. I think it might be a big bit of lead, and it is a big bit of lead. Now that's the kind of thing you want to see. Now, is it a plug or is it a weight? Oh, it might be a plug. Oh, I was hoping that was going to be a great big, like, steel yard weight, seeing as we're very close to the marketplace, but I think it's a lid. It is a lid. It's still got a sort of gasket round it. Ah, nightmare. Well, it's good, but it's not as good as it could have been. You can see it's got like a leather bit around it. Zoom you in a touch. It's got like a leather bit around it. And on this side, any letters, any writing? Nope, just a few scratches. Well, that is a shame. Well, it's a shame, but it's not a shame. It's still an interesting thing. Now, I found something similar to this before, and it had the same sort of nipple on the bottom. And several people said that it was a lid off a tobacco jar. They would keep the tobacco in a glass jar, and it had a lid on it with a leather gasket round it, and that is exactly what it looks like. The last one didn't have the leather on it though. But if you agree, then let me know in the comments below. Not only were you giving yourself cancer with smoking the tobacco, but you were poisoning yourself with the lead as well. Fantastic. Date-wise, probably 17 or 1800s. Well, what is my motto? If in doubt, dig it out. 81 didn't sound great at all, barely registering on the detector. And do you see what I see? Right there is a coin, and it looks like a halfpenny. Have we got a little green imprint? Well, we've kind of got an imprint, but it's a halfpenny sort of size. Have we got any detail? It's looking a bit crusty, but we'll do our best and get back to you. You can just see the seated figure of Britannia, and there's no date, but we've got a monarch. And looking to the left hand side is Queen Victoria. So I think this is what, the 4th coin of her, maybe even 5th coin of her off this field. And this is coin number 7, I do believe. So a busy field with coins. And it's weird how sometimes you get fields where the dominant coin that comes off is Queen Victoria. And it seems that that's the case with this one as well. So hopefully some more silver Victorians would be nice too. Sometime between 1837 and probably about 1890, because it's her young head, her bun head. We have another cracker. 86 away up to 91 occasionally. Probably the best sounding target that I've had. And still registering an 84 now it's out. That is it. Yeah, it's not a coin, it's not an epic find, it's a little, well, a little thing. I don't know, some sort of a wing nut type thing, possibly. That spins in there, so, well, if you know, comment below, but I'm guessing agricultural, probably. Oh well. There's a great big heavy glass base. This field is just littered in pottery and glass. It's almost all Victorian in date, but probably because we're at the back of the little village, people have been dumping their rubbish here for a long time, but I'm sure they've been farming here, and I'm sure they've probably at some point been living here as well. But I don't know, quite a dainty, chunky little bottle, maybe perfume or such like, but well, it's a good sign. This is target of the day. Listen to that. 95, 96. Come on, great big hammered silver, or a great big something. It doesn't sound very good now though. It's away down to 79. Oh, what have I done with my pinpointer? Oh, I've put it in my... Right, anyway, where was I? That is not going to be a coin. It feels very heavy. And it is I think it's copper or lead even. What is that? Where's the les tool? It's got a stone stuck in it. Well, not sure what that is. It's copper, I think. It's probably just a bit of water pipe or something. Ah, what a shame. Junk, unfortunately. A squeaky little 72. Earlier on we had the pocket watch. Now it looks like we've got the winder to go with it. Fairly common finds. Tend to get one every few weeks or every month or so. And that is a little winder for your pocket watch, which you'd probably have to wind up once or twice a day. In a time before smartphones, when everyone had a watch, and even a time before wristwatches. Well, certainly affordable wristwatches. So there you go. Probably from sometime around the 1800s, I would guess. This was a low 60s. I'm just going to film the reveal on this in case it turns out to be something amazing. Maybe not. Well, it's a thing. I've got no idea what, but it is a thing. If you know, comment below. We've got our first double signal of the day. There, 7980. There, kind of jumping all over the place. Well, they're both a bit higgledy-piggledy, but there's only one way to find out what we've got. This one is sky high. What is that? Is that a stone? I think it is. Yes, it is. This one seems to be a bigger target, I would say. Right, let's get the pinpointer, see if we can dig in the right place. Well, I'm in the wrong place, it's there. It's an aluminium can. First one I've had. And that's why it was a big signal, because it's a great big can of Monster Energy. Full of caffeine, guaranteed to give you a heart attack. Right, let's try the other one. It turns out there's actually 3 targets. I just stepped back and there's an 80, 84, 85 there. And I thought, I'm sure it was to the left. And it is. There's another 80 odd. So we've actually got 3 in 1. So let's try this one first of all. Or second of all, should I say. Well, at least it was easy to find. Well, I think I said the can was the better target, so it doesn't really bode well for the rest. But if you've watched any of my videos before, you'll know that I'm wrong most of the time. That is a lump of lead. So there you go. Junk. Right, target number 3. Okay, so target number 3 now. Which is pretty erratic. But shallow. Well, it's out. I don't believe it. That's silver. It could be hammered. Oh, you know what it is? I think it's a love token. I don't believe it. You heard that. That did not sound good at all. It sounded like probably the worst of the targets, and it's actually the keeper. It's the good target. I think that is a love token. Look at the way it's bent. So, where's the bottle of water? We're back on the silver again. Again, I cannot believe what a run I'm on at the moment. Is there any detail is the $1,000,000 question. Because sometimes these can be very smooth. I got a beautiful one last year, you might remember. It had like initials on it and a little love heart and a flower. Someone was going to a lot of effort to try and impress a lady. Nothing obvious coming out, I'm afraid. Well, there might be something there. Okay, dry this up off camera, but we're back on this silver. There's nothing obvious. There's a few little lumps and bumps. There's a few scratches. See up here, I mean, possibly the shape of a head there, maybe. Chances are it is a William, a Gavilimus. Haven't had one for a while, a William of Orange, but he ruled alongside his wife Mary from 1688, the Glorious Revolution. She died about 1694, and then he carried on himself until he died, which was 1702, I think. And then he was succeeded by Mary's younger sister, who was Anne, and she ruled through until 1714. And then she was replaced by the first of the Georges, the Hanoverians, George I. Is that a letter, a number 7 or a letter L? Or is that just the way that it's been scratched? Well, it could be an L actually. Look, it looks kind of like typeface, doesn't it? Like a stamp. Or is it just coincidence? I think if you look at these things long enough, you'll see shapes and all sorts, but it's almost certainly a sixpence, William III, and probably dates to around 1690 something or thereabouts. But again, we're back on the old stuff. And you would take one of these coins, either a sixpence or a shilling, which was 12p. You would smooth it off, which meant it was no longer currency, and you would bend it in that particular direction for your loved one and present it to them. If they liked you, they would keep it. If they didn't, they would throw it away. So I think the suitor on this occasion has probably been unlucky, unless of course the lady has lost it. But they did use them for Georgian coins, also for Queen Anne coins as well. I've had a George III. That's the most modern love token I've had. It was about 1819, so it seems to have faded out by then. But that is a nice find. Silver, 1690s probably, and it is another piece of old history. Beautiful. Over the moon with that. Not amazing in terms of condition, but at least I know what it is. Yet another mystery item from the fields of Perthshire. It's either lead or pewter. I could bend it if I wanted to. And it looks like a leaf. Smooth on the back, rough on the front. What on earth is that from? Maybe an ornament or such like, but mystery object. If you know, comment below. Oh, and it's raining. Still raining, unfortunately, and we have a coin contender. There it is. Agricultural something or other, I think. Yep, it's a little thing with a thread on it. Oh well, junk. Slowed down on the filming at the moment because of the rain. This one sounds pretty good though. Now it's out. Is that aluminium? Or is that a coin? No, it's aluminium. Ugh, dropped it. Ah, don't know what I've done with it now. Where did it go? It's there. Well, it might not be aluminium. That looks like a cross. It looks like a sort of ribbony cross shape, or maybe it's just No, it is a thing, look. It's a thing. It might even be silver. It is, possibly. It's like a ribbon. It's like a little ribbon sort of thing. It's slightly bent. Let's see if we can just tease it straight. Right. Well, there you go. That is why you never dismiss anything. Sorry for the wobbly camera. I'm having a few issues, and I've managed to crack my screen protector. I dropped my phone, and it's hit probably the only stone that was on the surface, and it's broken the lens protector. Hopefully just the lens protector and not the lens. Right, zoom you out a wee touch. So it looks like some sort of brooch, so I think we might yet again be back on the jewellery. And it's got the look of being potentially silver. Yep, there's a pin, or what's left of a pin. It looks like it's had an attachment there at the top as well. Well, there you go. What do I know? Not a lot, it would seem. Right, I'll give it a clean and get back to you. Well, I'm not 100% certain what it represents or what it's supposed to be. My guess is it's probably sort of 1850 through to the early 1900s in date. And it is indeed silver, because look, we have got the hallmarks. So we've got an anchor, we've got a date letter. Let's see if we can zoom this in and get focus. Not really. We've got an anchor, we've got what looks like a letter T, we've got a passant lion for sterling silver, and then we've got a couple of letters. It looks like P and G, so that'll be the manufacturer. So it is indeed some sort of silver brooch, almost certainly for a lady. There's the remnants of the pin. It looks like it's had a fitting up at the top as well, and that is more silver. I cannot believe the run I'm on with silver at the moment. It is phenomenal. So if you recognise it, maybe there's a meaning behind it, suffragettes or something else, then let me know in the comments below. What a day, what a field, and even in the rain, metal detecting is fantastic. We got another bit of cutlery. Honestly, when they're not throwing away silver, they're throwing away cutlery. Although a bit of an unusual design, this one, slightly different from the usual, but probably would have been silver plate. Yeah, it's got a nice wee sort of decoration to it. I can't get the mud off because of the rain. Can't get the camera very well because of the rain. But there is some decoration on there. Let's just give it a quick, gentle rub. There you go. So, it's got a kind of a leafy sort of design, and there are some marks on the back there. It will almost certainly be plated silver. Victorian, could be slightly earlier, but probably from the 1800s. $71, pretty sharp tone. And a carat. And maybe out. Maybe, still raining though. Is that it there? No, it's not. We've got a silver. It could be hammered. I've dropped it. We've got a hammered. We've got a hammered silver. You beauty. You beauty. We've got a hammered. I knew there must be something old here. So 1600s is the oldest we've had so far, but I think we might have older than that. Oh, I think it's Scottish. That's a thistle. Get off, mud. Here we go. That is a Scottish hammered. You beauty. That is a thistle with a crown above it. Maybe one of the Jameses. Oh, it's a rose. It's a rose. It isn't, well, it is Scottish, but it's English as well. It must be James VI, who became James I of England in 1603. Right, the rain is absolutely pouring down. Let's see if I can dry this off and keep my camera and my microphone dry. You beauty. Hammered silver. I have only had one of these in my entire metal detecting career, and I think it was somewhere around 15 to 20 years ago that I found it. I've been detecting for 25 years at the end of this year, and that I think is either a groat or a half groat. So a groat was 4p and a half groat would be 2p. It's a silver or a base silver coin. Now I can see the words UNIT, unita, which probably translates from Latin as united, because it's about the unification of the crowns of England and Scotland under James VI. So that happened in 1603. He was the King of Scotland from 1567 when his mother, Mary Queen of Scots, was forced to abdicate. He became king effectively at 13 months. Although he had a regent, so basically people who ran the country until he was old enough. And then he took the reins when he was 16 or maybe 18. Now, in 1603, Elizabeth I of England dies without children, and he becomes the King of England as well. So he becomes known as James VI of Scotland and also James I of England. So this must be after 1603. And he died in 1625. Now there's a word there which is spina, and OSA I think is rosa, or in fact is it rosa sin something, and I'm sure that Elizabeth had that on her coins as well, and I think it means a rose without a thorn. Rosa sin spina, or rosa asin spina, or something like that it says. So you can see the rose on the back, which is the rose of England, the thistle, which is the national flower of Scotland, and that is a beautiful, beautiful coin. So this is what it would have looked like if it was in perfect condition. I'll fade it in. But the thistle has been the national flower of Scotland for a long, long time. Apparently from a way back to the 13th century when the Scots defeated the Vikings at the Battle of Largs, which was about 1262, and apparently the Vikings gave away their positions by standing barefoot on thistles, and they let out a scream which gave away their position, and the Scots massacred them, including their king, King Haakon of Norway. So there you are, that's what it would have looked like on that side, and on this side I'll show you what it would have looked like if it was in perfect condition. But either a half groat or a groat, so either a 2p or a 4p, and a beautiful coin. It would have said something along the lines of James or Jacobus, by the grace of God, King of Scotland and England on one side, and it looks like a rose without a thorn on the other. So the son of Mary Queen of Scots. And well, the other coin I got earlier in the day was Charles I or Charles II, so this is either father or grandfather. Fantastic, fantastic day. Shame about the weather. Still struggling through the rain, unfortunately. It is drying up a little bit. Pretty much what we call in the business a screamer, that one. 94. 91. I've had 4 bits of silver today, including that coin that's kind of debased. And a 5th would be amazing, but I think I've got a bottle top or something similar. What is that? It's an ear tag. It's an animal's ear tag, and it's the same as before. It's Frank Baker from Birmingham. Oh, Frank Baker and Son from Birmingham. See that? You go from 1600s to junk. That's detecting for you. This weather is a real pain, because I don't want my microphone and my phone to get wet. Also, my lens is steaming up because I've cracked it. And there's a bit of moisture got in between the protector and the lens. Ugh. Right, what have we got? Third time lucky. No. Right. I don't think I've got long to go because A, I'm wet, and B, my battery on my camera's down at 18%. So that won't take long to get eaten away, but that is a bit of lead. It's like a sprue again. The sort of vent for pouring lead into a mould. Or it's a stylus. But either way, it could be old, but we'll never know. We've had quite a number of whiskey bottle lids, but this one has got a little bit of design on it. It's Gordon, Graham and Son, and it's Aberdeen, or Aberdeen as we would say in the northeast. A little hand holding a sword by the looks of it. I've had this one before. I'm pretty sure it's still in existence, and I'm pretty sure they make a whiskey called the Black Bottle. I'm sure that's one of Gordon, Graham and Sons, although it might have been swallowed up by a bigger company now. But, well, it's a whiskey bottle lid, probably 1900s into maybe 1930s or 40s. But a wee bit of social history. Quality trash. It's got to be a coin. Solid 87, really good solid tone. That's surely going to be a penny. It's vanished. It's on my spade. No. How can that happen? How can it go from being such a good signal to vanishing? Well, maybe it was a coin and I turned it perfectly on its edge. I hope it is. It's been a bit quiet. There's something. Oh, he's only went and got another silver. I have! This is unreal! It's another silver. Well, it's not a penny, I think it's a threepence. Ah, yes! Shushed. You. What a day! Honest to God, I am on fire. I am on fire. Oh my goodness, the excitement. My God, who needs drugs when you've got metal detecting? Honestly. That is incredible. It's a threepence by the size of it. Is it going to be Victoria? Well, I tell you what, it's in beautiful condition. Beautiful condition. And it's a 92.5%. 1918, the end of the First World War, so it's George V. So it's the grandson of Queen Victoria. Look at that! Look at the condition of that coin. That, you heard it, you saw it, that is a stoter, an absolute stunner of a coin. What a cracker. Oh, I hope you can feel the elation in my voice. My God, I love metal detecting. And people might be like, oh, it's only 100 years old, or 106 years old, but it doesn't matter. Who held this coin? Who lost this coin? Did they even know they'd lost it? You know, was it someone who fought in the First World War? Because just because it's got 1918 on it doesn't mean it wasn't lost 10 years later. So 1918, that was the official end of the Great War. The 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, 1918. That was the official ceasefire date. 1920s when we debased our coins from 92.5% to 50, and that is an absolute cracker. That is 5 silvers or 5 bits of silver in a day off one brand new field, and the oldest find so far from the 1600s. Incredible. Absolutely stunning. What a day. It's amazing how well these little fellas blend in. Look at that. It's also amazing how many hares there are around here. This one's just playing possum, standing in the rain, looking at me thinking, who's that idiot over there who's just standing in the rain? Oh, wow, look at this. I think I found a tiny, tiny little badge. 6467, and I just thought it was a bit of junk. It came apart that way, and you can see there's gilding on it. And I think it's a shield shape with letters beyond or below. The rain is not helping, but I'm going to do my best to dry this up, clean it up off camera. I'll come back to you in a second. Fantastic. Look at that. Scotland. Scotland's something. Cannot make out the bottom. But it's clearly some sort of little pin badge. You've got the rampant lion in the centre, which is the royal banner of Scotland. It appears on our flag, which is the red rampant lion on a beautiful yellow background. This is what it looks like. And the rampant lion, the royal standard, has been the flag of the Scottish royalty going way back to the 1200s, one of the Alexanders, Alexander the Second or Third. And the reverse, there is some gilding still on it, so it probably would have had a little stud there to hold it onto your jacket or whatever. I'm not sure what it is. It might be advertising related. It might be a little, it might be, I don't know, something to do with a club. I don't think massively old. I'm going to say 1900s. Oh, got water on it. I'm going to say 1900s through into maybe sort of 1950s or 60s. But if you recognise it, or you've got better eyesight than me and you can read it. Oh, I've dropped it. So if you can read it, then, oh, I've dropped it twice. Right, I'll back to you in a sec. So where was I? Yes, if you've got better eyesight than me and you can read it or you recognise it, then let me know. That's a beautiful wee thing. Love it. I'm shortly going to run out of battery. Got another coin contender though. 87. Well, there's something there. I don't think that's a coin though. What is that there? Oh no, that's a bit of weed. Right. Come on, battery, just hold on. Oh, it is a coin, look, right there. Yes! Turn that off. Yes, 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 and it looks like a good one. Oh, nice little imprint there as well. Oh, it's a nice one. It is a nice one. We got a date. 1940. So that's going to be George the VI. So another different monarch from who we've been having all day. What a day this is. I think I've actually got 6 bits of silver. I think I've got 6 bits of silver, including the brooch and the coin that's kind of 50% silver or base silver that I can't identify. But that is a beautiful coin. Look at the condition of that. You know I love a patina. And that is a cracker. Sorry if the lens is a wee bit messed up. It's because of my my crack in it, but there you go, that's better. 1940, so during the early throes of World War II. I think 1940 was the evacuation from Dunkirk by the British forces, and France and most of Europe fell to Hitler. Wonder what the mood was when this coin was lost. But it's a penny, and it is another find. Trying to preserve my battery, I thought that might have been a coin, but it is a buckle. Beautiful big buckle. Well folks, as you might have figured out, my battery on my camera died just as I found that buckle which I don't think is massively old. I think it's probably actually a belt buckle, maybe 100 years, maybe 50 years. But I've just had a little look and I turned up an incredible 6 bits of silver. 6 bits of silver and quite a few little relics and little finds. So I think it's well worthy of a viewing in the lightbox, which I'm going to do in a separate video, because otherwise I think this video is just going to become too long because I dug up so many targets. But what a day, what an exceptional day. Pete and I got 4 bits of silver on the last dig between us, 2 each. He got 2 silver coins, I got 2 silver items, a thimble and a spoon. But that is just unbelievable. 5 silver coins, 1 silver bit of jewellery, and really a phenomenal day's metal detecting. So I'll show you all the items in a separate video in the lightbox, and I've also got a few other items to show you as well. So I'll do a separate video, and hopefully that'll be coming sometime soon. As ever, I hope you enjoyed. It was a pretty exciting video, and certainly one of the best days I've had in the last year or so. So if you like what you see, then please give the channel a thumbs up. Also, if you're not already subscribed, then please hit the button. But I got a huge amount of footage today, so much so that I drained the battery on my camera from fully charged. So it shows you how many holes I dug. And hopefully there are going to be a lot more good finds to come from that field. And I cannot wait to get back out on it. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on the next dig. Hopefully with more silver to come. Take care, and we'll see you soon.